Hi friends, thank you for tuning into my channel, and today I have decided to discuss with you guys a very important topic, the topic that is very important for all the businesses because we all run a lot of ads. So the topic that I want to discuss today is basically key performance indicator. Okay, now what are key performance indicator? I'll just give a brief understanding about key performance indicator. Let's say, how do you judge that whether I'm doing good or bad? Okay, so you judge based on the topic that I explained, based on whether you have been able to understood or not. Okay, whether I have covered the entire topic or not. So those are the metrics on which you judge me. Correct. Similarly, how do you judge whether your campaign that you're running is actually running good or not? So there are certain parameters, and those parameters are known as KPIs, key performance indicators. So what are the key performance indicators that we need to keep in mind when we are running a Google Ads? Now, before I start with that, whenever we run a Google Ads, the Google Ads are basically run either in one of the three segments that I normally classify. So they are known as ACC. So A is basically a awareness campaign, C is basically a conversion campaign, and the last C is basically a conversion campaign. So when you are running an awareness campaign, it's the impression that you monitor, it's the impression that you want. Okay, how many people have actually seen your ad, how many people are aware about your ad. So that is what is important. That's why it's the awareness thing. Now, what is conversion thing? It's basically the clicks. How many people have actually clicked your ad? How many people have come to your website? When your ad was shown to them. So that is the conversion campaign. And last is the conversion campaign. How many people have actually performed the action that you wanted them to do? So that is what I call it a ACC campaign. So I normally create a campaign in either one of these three classification. So once you have decided any one of this, or once your campaign is actually under any one of this, that's when you will understand what are the KPIs that I need to monitor. Okay, so let's understand in a bit more detail what are the KPIs that I need to monitor. Now let's say the basic KPIs that you need to keep in mind irrespective of whatever campaign you are running. Okay, the basic KPI is basically the impression followed by click. Impression is basically how many people were shown your ad. So how many times your ad was shown to the people when they were searching on Google search. Okay, so that's the impression. Then comes your click. Out of those people who were shown your ad, how many people clicked your ad? Okay, so let's say your ad was shown to me. Now, whether I have clicked your ad or not, that is basically comes under the matrix called click. Now, the ratio of these two is basically known as CTR, which is known as click-through rate. Okay, so it gives me a ratio that how many people were shown my ad, out of that how many people clicked my ad. Okay, so that's what CTR stands for, and it comes in the percentage. Now, once I have got the CTR, then the next important metrics that I have to keep in mind is the cost that I'm paying for each click. Okay, that is known as CPC. Now, cost per click is basically the budget that you decide when how much you want to pay for each click. That's why we call it cost per click. Okay, now once I've got the cost per click, then I need to know what is the total cost that I have paid for my entire clicks that I've got in this campaign. So that's where comes the total cost, followed by how many people have actually come into my website and have performed the action that I wanted them to do, which is a conversion. So that comes the conversion. So how many people have actually came to my website and performed the action. So that's the conversion count. And then the last one is the conversion percentage. So how many people have actually, what is the percentage of this conversion out of this clicks? Okay, so that's how the entire thing is done. Now let me explain you with some numbers so that it gives you understanding how we do it in a real life. So let's say the impression is 1,25,000. So I've got 1,25,000 impression on my ad, and out of that I have got 13,750 clicks. So out of this impression I have got these many clicks. So what's my CTR? CTR stands at 11%. Now what is the formula of CTR? Very simple. CTR formula is click upon impression into 100. Now if I put the numbers over here, so it's basically 13,750 upon 1,25,000 into 100, which gives me 11%. Okay, so that's how I get my CTR. Okay, now what is the next thing? It's the CPC. So my CPC is basically 12 rupees. So if I'm paying 12 rupees for one click, how much I'm paying for total 13,750 clicks? That's the total cost. So what is the total cost? It's basically 1,65,000. Now, how am I getting this? Very simple. Total cost formula is total clicks into CPC. So if I put some numbers over here, so total clicks are 13,750. Total CPC, my CPC is 12 rupees. So that gives me my total cost. Okay. Now, what is the conversion count? Let's say my conversion count is 890. Okay. So out of these many people, 890 people went ahead and actually performed the action that I wanted them to do on my website. So what's my conversion percentage? It's basically 6.47. Now, what is the what is the formula of conversion percentage? Very simple. Conversion percentage is basically conversion count upon total clicks into 100. So if we have to put the numbers, conversion count is 890 upon total clicks is 13,750 multiplied by 100. So that gives me 6.47. So this is one structured way of running your monitoring your KPIs. But this doesn't stop here. So let's say, what is the total cost that I've paid in this campaign? It's basically 1,65,000. Okay, I have paid this to get these many clicks, but these are not my business. Okay, my business is this. These are the people who actually perform action on my website. Okay, so what is my cost per acquisition or cost per action? We also call it CPA. So what is the cost that I'm paying to acquire one customer? So what is the formula for CPA? Very simple. Total cost that you have paid in this campaign divided by total conversion count that you have got. Okay, so if I have to put the numbers over here, total cost I have paid over 1,65,000 upon total conversion is 890. So I'm actually paying 189 rupees 0.39 paisa to acquire one customer. So that's where my CPA stands for. Now, when I'm running a campaign, I have to make sure that the CPA comes down. Okay, that's the main objective, that my acquiring cost should always comes down. So that's where the entire campaign metrics are measured. So this is how a campaign metrics are measured. Okay, now one last thing, there are 3 important KPIs that you have to monitor when you are running a Google ad campaign. One is the CTR, then is your cost, and third is your conversion. Okay, now CTR should always be high, cost should always be low, and conversion should always be high. Okay, so this gives you a understanding that what you need to monitor, how you need to monitor. Okay, and you can monitor the same performance of your previous ads also. So this is how Google ad KPIs are monitored in a very simple way. If you have any doubts, please feel free to put it in the comment box and let me know. I'll make sure that your doubts are clear, and I hope that this video was useful for you. So thank you once again for watching this video, and I'll see you soon, guys. Thank you.